Hi guys, and welcome in this new video. Today we are going to make a song like this pretty boy. Mesto. Mesto music was a combination of random things that he does, just because he likes them.
I don't know why I did that, but I did it on, like, playing on my ears.
Today we are going to remake his song that released with Justin Milo, When We're Gone. But before the video starts, I want to say you that I am going to release my second sample pack, Pun Essentials. This pack will contain a lot of presets to make your songs sound perfect in all the cases. And because I love you, I will sold this pack for just a little very money. I don't really know the price, but not more than $10. I am also thinking to make a Udemy course, so if you want to help me, please comment with your opinion if I have to make this course. Also, this course will be super economic, only because I love you. For finish, it's important that you subscribe to the channel because only the 7 of you are subscribed in. So now, let's start with this video. As you know, both Mesto and Justin Milo create catchy leads. So for this remake I created some presets that sound just like a fusion from them. But first let's hear the entire composition on the piano. Very catchy. So now let's hear the leads. All together they sound like this. And one by one they sound like this. As you can hear, I used just a lot of different sounds of before. If you want a sound design tutorial, hit me in the comments. So now let's pass to the processing, just a normal one. I used an OTT, after a leveling tool for some little fake distortion, after a peak controller like to the reverb, and for finish an EQ. The second EQ is used just to create the filter in the build-up. So now let's pass to the other things. The chords are not a very central element, so I've created some chords that boost some mid-low frequencies. I've done this chords with this piano that sound like this.
"12 seconds later."
After this, 2 harmonic presets. And for finish, this guitar for some mid-height frequencies. All together they sound like this.
Nice.
So, for the processing I used an OT for glue the sounds. After a blood overdrive, but in this case FL Studio called it fresh air. After a reverb. And for finish the classic EQ. Now let's jump into the bass. In this case, the bass was another important thing in the song, but it has to cover only the most bass parts and it don't have to compete with the leads. So cause that I used some crispy but not too much basses, and a simple sub bass. All together they sound like this. and one by one I used a big bass that covers a lot of frequencies. After a detuned and crispy bass. After the sub-bass. After a metallic sound bass. After a bass that I like, so I followed the MESTO rules. After a pluck bass. And for finish another very crispy bass. For the processing I just used an EQ for cut some frequencies. I noted that in the song you can still hear a little ARP, so I recreated it. For the preset, I just created a simple preset with some with noise, and I processed it just by using a reverb. The drums, compared to the leads, are so basic. You just have a big and punchy kick as Justin was. After you have just a few claps. After some drop claps. White noise. And in the second part also drop rides. And that's it. As FX I used some impacts and some with noise downfills, all with the kickstart. And I reversed them, with adding a long sweep. After I put in also a sub-drop. And for finish in the build I used a normal build-up, and some snaps. And that's it for the drums and the FX. I also added a vocal just before the build starts. So now let's hear the entire composition. Thank you guys for the view. I wish remember you to comment the video with your idea about the pack and the course. See you.